let us deal with the sonnet, the poem itself that is prescribed for our syllabus. It is called as Holy Sonnet 14. 14 is the number of that sonnet in that sonnet sequence. So it is a holy sonnet, as I told you earlier, what is meant by holy and how sonnets were very significant during those times. Now, first of all, let us take a reading of this poem. If you look at the structure of the poem, you can find out it is divided in Petrarchan sonnet style. 8 lines combined together form into a stanza of 8 lines, octave, and then last 6 lines are separated from the earlier 8 lines, and the 6 lines are called as sestet. So octave and sestet. So first of all, let us read these lines. Batter my heart, 3% God. For you, as yet but not, breathe, shine, and seek to mend, that I may rise and stand. Overthrow me and bend. You are forced to break, blow, burn, and make me new. I, like an usurped town to another due, labor to admit you, but oh, to no end. Reason, your viceroy in me should defend, but is captive and proves weak or untrue. Yet dearly I love you and would be loved fain, but I'm betrothed unto your enemy. Divorce me, untie, or break, that not again. Take me to you, imprison me, for I, except you enthrall me, never shall be free, nor ever chaste, except you ravish me. So in these 14 lines, he is presenting the spiritual crisis about which we have just talked. He was during those times writing when he was uh, feeling, he had the feeling that I have not found out the right path to God, and I am somehow standing in sin, and uh, that way I'm away from God, and now only God can help me. I'm not able to rescue myself from all those things. That the sins that I'm committing, the sins of the body and sins of the mind, whatever he does not specify here, but he was in a spiritual crisis. So if you look at the first 4 lines, we find out the violence. The first word of the sonnet is batter my heart. Now, battering is, you can see, a violent act, taking a hammer and hitting something very violently, battering my heart. Now, he says, heart is the culprit. His heart is the problem. His mind says something, but his heart says something. And that's why he says, batter my heart. I have tried my best to control it. I have tried my best to put a kind of control on my thoughts and my actions, but somehow I'm not able to do it. And there is only one hope left, and that hope is left with the God. So he says, oh God, you should come and batter my heart. Now, when you batter something, you just squeeze it, you break it, and then the thing doesn't remain as it is. Then he calls the God 3% God. So he was educated at this Trinity College. This 3% God is a reference to the idea of Holy Trinity in Christianity. Holy Trinity, this idea, which we will see in the next slide. Here you can see that the Holy Trinity is actually the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. Now, this image tells the whole idea in a composite form. These are 3 different entities, but again, there is a very strange relationship between them. The Father is not the Son is not the Spirit, and Spirit is not the Father, and Spirit is also God, Son is also God, and Father is also God. These 3 look 3 different, but they are just one. Now, how they are one? There are many interpretations about this. Some say that these are just like the 3 stages of water. It is gaseous in the form of H2 and O. It is also in liquid form, like the liquid water that we find in rivers and we find in oceans. And it is also in the form of solidified ice. So ice is the solid form of water. hydrogen or oxygen or vapor. This is the gaseous form of water, and liquid is the form of liquid form of the water. So in this way, just as these three things together are actually water, in the same way, the Father, the Son, and the Spirit, they are at the same time different and same also. So here you see he's dealing with that idea of God, three-person God. So three-person means the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So he is requesting that Holy Trinity that it should come and intervene in this situation and batter his heart. Why he should do that? Why the Holy Trinity should come and batter his heart? He says it is not the first time that the God has come. It is not the first time that the God has tried to give shape to his thoughts. The God has given shape to his understanding of the world and about himself. God has tried his best to mend him, to repair him, but these things have proved futile. He says, up to this time, whatever things that God has done, these are knocking on his mind, waking him up from his sinful life. He has tried to breathe thoughts into him. He has tried to shine him by brushing the upper layer, and by that way, he has tried to repair his mind. He has tried to speak to men. So, in this way, all these things have been done. For what purpose? That I may rise and stand. I may rise from the sinfulness and stand upright onto the path of goodness and onto the path of religiosity. So up to this time, all these things have been done. Three-person God has tried to knock and breathe and shine, and also tried to repair him, to mend him, so that he should rise from sin and go to the path of goodness. So these things have been done, and these things are not enough. So now, next step needs to be taken. So he says all these were gentle ways of God. God has tried his best to repair him in gentle manner. But now is the time when God should become violent. He should batter now. He should take out his uh, armor. He should take out his hammer. And now he should try to mold him completely, try to uh, batter him, to squeeze him, and um, take out the metal and then repair it. So he says, overthrow me and bend your force to break, blow, burn, and make me new. So if we take the line number 4 in contrast to line number 2, then we can understand the first stage, which was knocking, breathing, shining, and seeking to repair. These are gentle ways. When something is not properly working, we think that by knocking, by breathing, or by shining, or by repairing, the thing will come into work again. We don't want to break it, or we don't want to make it completely new. Instead, we want just to repair it so that it will start working. So God has done the same thing. In the second line, he tells the gentle ways by what God has tried to repair him. But in fourth line, we come to know a different things. He says that these things have already worked somehow, but these things have not completely worked. I'm still in the same sinful life. And now is the time when God should intervene and he should stop being gentle. Now he should break, blow, burn, and make him completely new. If we look at the four lines, we understand the imagery that comes out. We come to know that this is not from the field of religion. It is coming from the field of goldsmiths, jewel making. Just as suppose there is one jewel and it is somehow cut into pieces or it has some problems in bearing, then what we generally do is the goldsmith will we will take it to the goldsmith and goldsmith will knock it, try to repair it, or breathe some hot air on it so that the all the impurities will burn out, and then he will try to brush it and shine it, and by that way he will try to mend that jewel so that it can shine again. But the next state comes out when the jewel is completely old one, burned out, it's not anyhow usable. In that case, the goldsmith will take that jewel, he will break it, blow hot air onto it, and then the jewel will start burning. And once he finds out the metal, the basic metal in that jewel, then he will make a new jewel from it. So he says that instead of repairing me, God should now make him completely new. So the first four lines are from the field of jewelry, from the field of goldsmith's profession. In this way, again, you will find out the theme of metaphysics here. He makes use of his intellectual understanding, his knowledge to explain a theme which is religious. So, religion and science, religion and smithery, or religion and craft, they have come together, and this varied kind of imagery is trying to put forward a point that John